Welcome to part 2. We're going to make the heel on this slipper. So the heel is pretty easy. The pattern says 7 and 7. We double that for 14 and 14 for the standard. So we're going to hang the center. That's why we have the center. At its center. We want to make sure that our pattern side is away from us and our liner is towards us. I am grabbing the loop that is on the right side of my yarn marker, and I'm hanging that on the stitch. And that is how we hang them. The instructions say to knit 3, reduce 1 each side, knit 3. Now you would think that in order to do it on a standard, you would want to knit 6, reduce 2, knit 6. Well, don't do that. Just knit 3, reduce by 1 stitch, until you get down to 4 stitches. You will end up at 36 rows. And then you just bind it off. That is how easy this goes. Reverse that. Actually, I can now remove this center mark because we're done with it. So now we just grab that one. At this point, you have the choice of using your secondary color for the heel or sticking with your main color. I'm going to make these two slippers match, so I'm going to use that pretty purple, the one I call grape. Okay, that's all done. Everyone's there. I'll wait on either side. Row count to 0, 0, 0. Okay. Grabbing purple. Tension is the same that you used for the liner. It's 4.1. And you're just going to go for it. Leave yourself a generous yarn tail again, because you never know when you're going to need more yarn. Knit 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. I use a 2-prong transfer tool so I don't have so much bulk on the edges. Reduce by 1. 1, 2, 3. Reduce by 1. Both sides. And continue to row 36. For real, it's not that magical. 1, 2, 3. I'm at row 36. Reducing by 1. Reducing by 1. I'm now at 4. I'm going to knit across once, and then I'm going to bind off. I'm going to do the gate peg. And it's done. Generous yarn tail. Secure your yarn. Free your piece. Take off your weights. Okay. So now you're thinking, I don't get this. Like, what are you supposed to do? Well, the first thing you do is you spread it apart. Of course, cut. And this will be the inner liner. So what we're going to do is we're going to seam the purple to the purple. So the liner together up to that yarn mark that we made. So this is tight. Make sure we're on the right side. We are. Okay. Now, move that through. Tighten it up again. Pull back. Through again. And tight. Okay. We need to find the long stitch. So that's a long stitch. And okay. So long stitch and long stitch. Okay. Looking at them together, side by side, they should match up. If they don't match up, you got the wrong one. Look again. Okay. Long stitch. That's short stitch. Long stitch. Long stitch. Long stitch. Pull it together. One more time just to lock this one in. Okay, that is now locked in. Long stitch. Flip that over. This will be your long stitch here. Line it up. Look at it hard. Yep. Okay. You should be able to... I've got to move away from this knitting machine. Okay, now that I've moved away from the knitting machine, so that my yarn tail is not getting caught on the knitting machine. So all I'm doing is I'm going into the long stitch. You can put your fingers inside, and your long stitches should match up. Okay, make sure that isn't the one we were just in. It's not. Long stitch is easier for a blunt needle to go into. There's another way to know that you're in the long stitch and not the purl stitch. Okay, we're coming up to the end here. Of course, I can't see. Last one. Last one. Okay. So, that matches, so you did good. That's how you know. Take the thread off the needle. Do not do anything with that thread right now. Move to the next side. You're going to repeat what you did on the liner for this part, the shell. So we're going to tighten that thread. We're going to lock it in after that loop is all closed off. And then you're going to very carefully take just the long loops, just like before, and you work your way to those yarn markers. Okay, we are now a lot closer. Of course, static is being bad. Tick, tick, pull. Tick. Tick. Pull. Okay. So that's actually where it goes. Now we are going to put it together. All right. So this is the one that we were just working on. Got it on it. Okay. Let me try that again. This is the yarn tail that we were just working with. For the purple one. And this is the yarn tail we were working with for the colorful one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one for the liner and attaching them. And I'm going to repeat this going all the way down. Now I can't see with my camera in the way. I don't know how to make this any better. That's the one I was just in. That's the next one. Long bar. I think you can see that. Okay. Find the next one. So if that's a long one, that's short, that's the one I need, that's the one I need. Okay. Find it again. That's the one I need. That's the long one. Knit it through. Okay? So this way, our inner core, and then we have our outer. And we'll go down this way and this way, and then we'll handle the heel. Okay, last couple stitches here. All right, so that is the first side. Okay. Oops. So that was the first side. It's all nice and neat. I still have to sew this part together after I do this side. Okay? Clear as mud? Thought so. Okay, so now we have the toe part, and now we got to work down to the heel part. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the end of the knitting. We're going to flip this inside out. Okay, so inside out doesn't work very well when you're trying to hold it with one hand. Again, this static is not my friend. Grabbing the end stitches, pulling them together, flipping it inside out. Okay, pull. Try and stay on camera. This can come into here. And we're on. Static sucks. Okay, so we have this one nice bar, and then we have yet again the long stitch. Find that long stitch. Of course, it's not behaving. Find the long stitch. Tie them together. Pull. Try and untangle what's not supposed to be there. Not sure why I have so many yarn tails there. Okay. Next stitch in the line. We went through that one. Now we're going through this one. Find the next long stitch. Pull it. And you're through. Okay. It's right in the line. So if you went through that one, now you need to go through this one. Find the next long stitch. Static sucks. It's right there. Okay. Pull. I don't know if you can see any of that at all. I was off camera again. Oh god, this is awful. Okay, I'm gonna try switching hands here. So, through the bar, through the long stitch, pull. Through the, through the bar, long stitch, pull. Next hole. Okay, I think you kind of got the idea. You're going to have to play with it a little bit. But you will get all the way down to the bottom and it should match. Okay, this is the last stitch. And that corner is complete. Okay, I'm now going to do the other side. Basically the same way. Find the longest. Hang on. I'm going to find the longest of the yarn tails. Find a pin. Go through. Okay, everybody else goes away. Find it up. Grab it. Pull it. Okay, same as before. Start with always. Okay. Just gotta get those yarns out of the way. That one goes under, that one goes over. Loop, to loop. Okay. Try and match it up here. Loop, to loop. Loop, to loop. Okay. Just keep working on it. If this method doesn't work for you, then find your own method that works for you. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. It's up to you to find your groove. Okay? I'll come back when this is done and we'll see you on camera. So how did we do? Well, let's see. Slipper 1. Slipper 2. You can see how nice, symmetrical, comfortable, lined so your feet don't get sore from the floats. Perfect house slippers. Now these are 10 inches long. So if you don't have a size 10 foot, you want to lower it down at least 5 rows per inch. So if you've only got a little size 9 foot, maybe as low as 110 rows instead of 120. These have yet to be washed, but you can see they're pretty adorable. Now that that's done, we can move on to a new project.